You know, he always used, because you say weapon, he always used to say a weapon with no culture behind it only kills but never liberates. We are all very hybrid identities. You know, we carry so much different background from the ancestors, but also from the subculturals that we decide to take into our identity. And I think it's a colonial mentality to also always have things black and white and put labels. People into boxes and labels. It's like I would never think, let's do this and this, then we reach these people. No, I do what is part of my identity. And so also authentic. What comes through me. Like I feel not it's mine. Right? Like I'm just lucky to kind of be a vessel to bring it out.
فبالنسبة لي تونس هلا كنت عبلهم الشباب إنه هي بروفا قبل ما انزل على سوريا هلا. warm up يعني.
Good luck.
وعن جد دائما يعني كل يعني وقت بيجي هون تعرفت على ناس كتير من المرة الماضية وهاي المرة شعور يعني شعور كتير حلو. بتحس حالك ببيتك وناس بتحبك وتشوف أي حدا بالطريق إنه يقول لك من وين بتقول له من سوريا يقول لك مبروك عليكم.
Yeah, one of the interesting things nowadays that there's so much fusion, like also with the internet, that everybody can listen to all kinds of music on the whole planet. It really makes a lot of musicians enrich their horizon and try different combinations of stuff.
Yo, first of all, thank you so much for doing this and taking the time in the last day. I'm pretty sure it will be a nightmare to manage your time and especially physically speaking after this long week. Ladies and gents, podcast بشمشي بالإنجليش. We can switch sometime to Arabic. Feel comfortable. معنا guest special برش Jamila and the Other Heroes. Hello and welcome to Tunisia for the second time now.
صح.
So how did you come up or how did the circumstances make you come to Tunis for the first time, and how was it for the second stay here?
Actually, the first time we came for تحبوها festival, you know, the feminist festival, it was 2017, and I don't even remember how it happened. It's a time of my, like, when so much happens, you know, like you can start forgetting the dots. But I remember it was really nice. Really nice
for
people.
How long did you stay here?
Also like a week.
Okay.
It was really warm. I think it was September. We were sleeping on a rooftop.
2017, September is warm.
Yeah.
Sadly because of global warming, but it's very weird now. And for this time you were here for Journée JCC.
صح.
How was it? Did you enjoy the stay? Did you get well received?
I mainly got well received from people like you, Sarah, and
shout
Ahmed
out to Sarah
and Ahmed. It's an interesting time. I think like coming back with over a year genocide happening.
Yes.
Like on the one hand, I have a craving to not be in Germany and to be in Middle East, North Africa. You know, like amongst like-minded people that I don't have to explain to. Yeah. So the first night we played in Habib Bourguiba, and it was really nice because there was so much signs of solidarity with Palestine, you know, and I felt the people, like the audience, really received it and really shared their energy and their feelings on the matter too, you know.
Yeah. You know, Tunisian people, it's like we were very angry about this issue. Because when it started, like the last explosion, let's say, of events that over a year now, it got felt all over, even in cafes, in like everyday life. You could see the rhythm got very slow. Everybody got so less talkative, let's say, which is weird for Tunisians. But I'm pretty sure I saw the videos, and even my mother, she said, The Palestinian with the red hair, she's dancing, and yes, that's the one. She says hi, by the way.
Yeah, what's her name?
راضية.
سلم عليها.
يبلغ عايشك. You were born in Germany.
I was born in Berlin, in East Berlin.
On the day
the Berlin Wall came down.
On the exact day?
Exact day.
Wow.
In central Berlin.
Nice.
My dad, it is so interesting. Like for very long, I got told the story of like what an amazing day that is. Of course, it was freedom for a lot of people, right? But then later in my life, my dad started telling me, actually, this was when the big support of the Palestinian cause from the Soviet Union ended.
Yeah.
So on the one hand, his daughter was born and given the name of his mother, Jamila, Jamila. On the other hand, he knew now a completely new era for the Palestinian cause will start.
Interesting. Very interesting.
And he told me, by the way, he was here in Tunis in the 80s, and he was part of he's a doctor. He was part of the Palestinian Doctor and Pharmacist Association, and they met every year somewhere in the region.
Yes.
And he remembers he was here, and he actually was speaking critically to Arafat. And then Arafat said, "Who's this guy who's always criticizing us?"
Very nice. As your father was born in Ramallah?
No, he was born in Sarra. It's a small village near Nablus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's very, very interesting. So it's like the events it's like a tale, you know, it's like a story. You were born in a very symbolic day, and it kind of evolved in what you do now through your music, yeah?
I mean, I think what really like always very much influenced me is the story of my Palestinian family, you know. Of course, also of my East German family. I always say I'm double East. You know, people want to categorize you as half-half. No. I'm not half-half. I'm a full human being. And I started saying I'm double East, like East German, Middle Eastern.
Yes.
No, but of course, I mean, growing up with this massive injustice, like my parents always educated me on global history, not just Palestine, like on colonial history, on all the oppressed people, you know, and they both have this very strong sense of injustice. So I grew up, like already as a 3-year-old, there's a video on tape where I give a speech about the good heart and that the Jordanian king has to stop putting Palestinians in prison, you know.
Wow.
Like this, you know, like I really got influenced a lot. And like when I was 12, I wrote my first article. It was the time when Arafat was under house arrest. I wrote in the school newspaper, imagine Schröder under house arrest, who was the chancellor at that time, you know. So like since I can think, like I didn't do my normal history exam in school. I wrote a book on the Palestine question, you know, 100 pages of Zionism and the Nakba and what is today the responsibility of the global community, you know. So
wow, respect.
So it was always there, and I'm really grateful because I know also children who also have Palestinian German roots. But for example, the Palestinian father is so scared of the German society, he really assimilated, and his son doesn't know any word Arabic, he doesn't know about the history. Like, you know, there's different ways, and I'm actually really glad I was brought up this way and to be really conscious and to use my voice to raise awareness.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're meant to break walls.
Inshallah.
From the day of your
yeah, I mean, I was a teenager when a new wall was built, the one in Palestine. No, I was 12, 13.
Yeah.
And I really want to see this fall before I die. You know?
So hopefully very soon. Very soon. Yeah.
When when did you start with music? Like the first contact with music? It was an instrument or just singing?
Dancing, actually.
Dancing.
So before I could walk, I was holding myself on the table and dancing. We always had like Arabic belly dance music on, and my parents love rock and roll. So music was always around. And then with 5 years, I studied in the music school with belly dance, but ballet. But it was horrible. And then I went home to my mom. I was like, she's so authoritarian, I don't want this. And then I was allowed to switch in the music school and started keyboard.
Okay.
And then guitar, and then at some point drums, piano, singing. I was always singing. And when I was 15, I had this crazy man who ran the big band in my town. Like we moved from Berlin to the countryside later. Okay. And he was this crazy guy, and he just like, you can sing, right? Yeah, can you sing the song here with us? And then suddenly I was part of the big band, you know? And I think that really also influenced me, like getting the access to jazz and But it started with hip hop for me, actually.
Nice. I think dance is a big part of your show and music, but
not consciously though.
Not consciously.
No, it's very naturally for me. Like it belongs to singing.
When I thought about it, like watching the videos and feeling the grooves and the music, like if you look at dancing superficially, it's like it's an act of let's say joy. You are happy about something, you dance, or it's an act of a physical act. It's a training, but it's much deeper than that. Like some dances may represent freedom and war and anger through dance. Yeah. And I felt that through some parts in the music, and I was happy. Like you already mentioned dancing. I was about to ask you about it, but. When did you start, like Jamila and the Other Heroes? When did it start? Like, did something happen and started the band, or?
I think there were 3 key moments. Like I always had band projects, but I never really did my own band project. And I think, like I used to run in a very alternative left-wing festival program called the Arab Underground. Actually started 2010, 2011. We brought artists from MENA region to there, all sorts of like genre and like talks, workshops, And I always used to curate and program music and festivals since I'm 14, actually.
Nice.
Yeah. And I also used to support bands that I really like for booking and management, but I never dared to really do my own.
Okay.
And in 2013, after I moved back to Berlin, I lived in London before, and Hildesheim, where I studied, I felt like, no, it's time. It's time for my own project. So this is when the name came. And it was a completely different band that were a band themselves also without vocals. And then they joined me. And then actually a really good colleague from my, like, how do you say that in English? Like a co-student in my university. We were friends at that time. He moved to Berlin after me, and then he joined the band, and then we started putting together a whole new group, which Salam is from. You will meet after.
Nice.
Okay.
And it was really interesting because still I felt I'm not entitled to do this in a way. And I visited a friend in New York that I met in Palestine. And we went to an Erykah Badu concert. We got really high. Can I say that?
Yeah, that's okay.
So we were on Coney Island watching Erykah Badu, and Hiatus Coyote were opening for them,
Nice.
which I so
Very
much
nice.
loved.
Very nice
I
combo.
love them big times.
Yeah.
So we were high, Delia and me, and then she was like, Jamila, you have to ask this specific drummer in Berlin to be part of your band. And I was like, no, he's too good. Like, and
He won't accept.
she was like, no, you have to do it. And then on the way back to New York, I was on the phone and texting him. And he said, yeah, why not?
Nice.
Let's jam.
Cool.
And I think this was a moment really to step more into that. And then actually we played, and Salam was seeing us in a club in Berlin. And he was dancing on the table. And then afterwards he came and he was like, yeah, can I join your band?
He's actually a good singer also. So
Oh, wow. His mawals.
yeah, it's amazing.
I love it
I
so
love
much.
multi-talented artists.
Honestly, it's one of my favorite parts in the concert.
Yeah.
To just like feel that, yeah.
The band now is composed of different nationalities. Yes. So you have from Germany, from Australia.
So the Jara who was playing here with us, he played for the first time with us because our actual guitarist is Leon, but he always is in winter in Colombia because his wife is from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Convenience.
Yeah.
Like hot is there.
Yeah, lucky him. So Salam is from Syria. The drummer Pierre is from Italy. And Leon and Fema, they're also school friends who already in school had a rock band. They're from Germany.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very nice to have like different nationalities in a band. Very, very nice. So let's go back to here in Tunis. How did you feel the كيفاش يقولوا public
الجمهور؟
الجمهور كيفاش حسيتوا الجمهور؟
I really loved it in the Habib Bourguiba because there were so many different people. Like you could really see there's people who just walk by and they usually wouldn't go into a music club, you know, but they were really in the first row and moving and like I really felt them, you know. Then there was a group of women who started singing and they did the call and response. I was like, wow. This never happened to me. And like in different scales, it sounded so good.
Nice.
And then I could see there's some people who are also making art, like you could feel it from, and yeah, it was really like very mixed, which is beautiful because often, I mean, we play in certain milieus, certain festivals, clubs, and it's often more like, oh yeah, the alternative kind, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here it felt very real.
Yeah. They didn't have to be there. They didn't pay a ticket and had to be there and like be a little bit judgmental, I say, when you buy the ticket, because I want to have my worth of money, worth of music. But like it's honest, when they just heard the music, they liked it, they vibed.
They came in.
It's way honest.
It's an experience also. Like every musician will tell you like there is something special when you play outside or even improvise something, let's say a mall or like a public place where different people can come there, especially kids also. The interaction of kids is very special from an artist's point of view. It's like the best when you see a kid or dancing or vibing with you or even like looking curiously. It's very weird, funny. So basically the جمهور كان كويس.
The only thing for us was interesting that the clapping is not really a thing here, it seems.
Clapping like after
a gig, like after a song, because in where we usually play, like people really clap really long, and here it was always like, and then silence.
It's weird because in Tunisia they clap a lot.
But I was told because of the political situation, people stopped clapping because they think of clapping as an act of like propaganda or I was told from someone.
Yeah, probably.
It's an overstitch a little bit.
Yeah, it's in music thing. I don't think it
matters.
They will, but you feel it like. Every Tunisian artist will tell you people when they come from Europe, for example, or America, or even Indonesia, let's say. People are very interested. Deja when they see you, for example, setting up a microphone, they will get curious. But Tunisians are like, okay, yeah, good. And then it's like, a little bit. It's weird.
It was really weird. Then because I thought like, do they not like it? But I felt they like it. So I was confused, you know.
It's very weird.
Maybe they got too much into the music. They didn't like to break the moment. Maybe, because they vibed with it. Like I saw in the videos, a lot of people were dancing, and I want to get back to the dancing part and the vibing part. You use a lot of instruments from North Africa and Middle East, like the darbuka and the krakib. And like there is an artist who came here to the podcast. He said like. To introduce music to a public that's stranger to that music, that kind of music, you add an element that they know about, they are familiar with. You have like a part like Occidental music with the jazz, the funk, the grooves, and some Oriental and the North African part that it works for both publics.
It's very clever.
It's very good to promote that kind of music easily. I think it works. It worked good for your case. I think.
We don't think this way, right? Like it's just.
Yeah.
This is over-analyzing for myself.
No, but I mean, I think
from an audience point of view, I think it does it. For example, the darbuka part, does it work to get the interest of European, for example, people?
I don't think this way, to be honest.
Okay.
Because also, who are the European people, right? Like we have also really big diasporic communities, and like also like this idea that a special music like funk or souls from the West. Also, no, it's not. I mean, Afro roots traveled into that music, right?
Interesting, yes.
Like I'm also a cultural scientist.
Nice.
So I'm also always very like careful with the stigmata or like this dichotomy. Like it's either black and white, East and West, Orient, Occident, you know, because I think we are all very hybrid identities. You know, we carry so much different background from the ancestors, but also from the subculturals that we decide to take into our identity, the class we grew up in. Like, I mean, our identities are made out of so much. And I think it's a colonial mentality to also always have things black and white and put
labels.
People into boxes and labels. And
exactly.
Yeah. We were colonized for so many as long now.
Yeah, and the colonial mentality is still there, of course. The language, I mean, we speak English now, right? Like, and for me, like, what I wanted to say about it is, like, I would never think, let's do this and this, then we reach these people. No, I do what is part of my identity, what feels...
part of you, just part.
And also what comes through me, like I feel not it's mine, right? Like I'm just lucky to kind of be a vessel to bring it out. Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's so nice.
Yeah.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. You wanted to ask about the مسرح.
Yeah, مسرح الحرية. You said you were born in Germany, but you made a song about مسرح الحرية. We talked about it in one episode with an artist named Jazo. She had a connection there, and she talked about it quite a bit. We had like an actor, for Palestinian actor who Mu'taz. He talked about it also, but in private. So would you introduce people to مسرح الحرية and one figure especially?
Yeah, that's a pleasure. Yeah, so actually where to start? Like between 2009 and 2011, I was really lucky to go several times to Jenin, a city in the north of the West Bank in Palestine. And I worked in different cultural projects. And a very important and famous one is المسرح الحرية, the Freedom Theater Jenin. And you must imagine I was 18 the first time I went. And I went with this like big ideology or like idealism, you know, like I will go to Palestine and with art we can like change the world and like super like naive but hopeful, you know, and then we went to the Masrah al-Hurriya and I met Giuliano. I will talk more about him, and he showed us, we watched his movie Arna's Children. Do you know it?
No, I didn't
you
have
have
a
to
chance.
watch it. It's online on YouTube for free.
Okay.
So I will talk a bit maybe about the story and also this movie because it's super moving and important. So Giuliano grew up to a Palestinian Christian father and a Jewish mother who both met in the Communist Party. And his mother was really cool. Arna is her name. She spoke fluently Arabic. And when the first Intifada happened, she went to Jenin because all the schools were closed. There was no public political life allowed, you know. So she went there. She set up like afternoon schools. She did theater with the people and so on. And she was really, really active. And at some point she called her son. She was like, Giuliano, you have to come here. You're an actor. He was a very famous actor in films and theaters in what we call 48. You know 48? Yeah. And but he, in the first part of his life, basically, he was more drawn to his Jewish Israeli identity. Like he wanted to be part of that community, wanted to be strong. Like he kind of didn't really explore so much his Palestinian side, he said in one interview. So he actually joined the army. He even fought in Lebanon war as a parachute. And after that, he went to the jungle and lived with monkeys and took lots of psychedelics and came back.
Like in Latin America?
I think somewhere in East Asia.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I don't know where exactly. And then he came back, and this was the time when also his mother started the work during the first Intifada, and he went there. And I think it was very important time for him to see what's actually going on, and to get involved. He taught the children acting. He did the theater play with them. And then at some point he went back. He lived in Haifa. And he decided not to play again in front of an audience where any Israeli soldier is sitting in. Like he became very principled, you know. And then between the first and the second Intifada, his mom was dying in cancer. Then the second Intifada started, and he went back to Jenin with a camera, and he saw that everyone he taught acting as a child died, except for one person. Zakaria Zubedi, maybe you heard of him. He was the one with a spoon 2 years ago who went out of the prison.
Yeah, I remember it.
He was the only one who survived that group. This theater group he was teaching during the first Intifada. So he made this very, very, very touching movie called Arna's Children. So he portrayed what happened between the first and the second Intifada. And then after the second Intifada, he decided to open the Freedom Theatre Jenin, المسرح الحرية, I think 2005. And he actually went to also the PA prisons. And I know one of them, Rabia Turkman, he was such a special person. So he was called the youngest fighter of the revolution. Arafat called him the young lion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he was also sitting in prison. And he heard from the Masrah al-Hurriya, and Giuliano went there and he said, like, here, learn Animal Farm from George Orwell. And if you can do it, you will get an agreement that they let you out of prison. You lay down your physical weapons and you choose art as a weapon. And really, like, I mean, this was the time I was there. I met the first generation of his students. And unfortunately, Rabia died. We don't know of what. And all the others are unfortunately, or fortunately, I mean, abroad. Like, none of them lives there anymore. But they have really big impact. Like, one is an actress in Germany. She's also part of 2 of our music videos. Mariam Abu Khalid, amazing actress. Mu'min Swaitat, he's building up the Palestine Music Archive in London with Majaz. Really, really amazing. Like, there's so many people, but they're all in the diaspora now too. And just maybe to finish about Giuliano, so 2011 he was murdered in front of the Freedom Theatre. Yeah. And I think it's really interesting also if we look at the Tunisian Revolution, it was the same year. Yeah. And many people felt he was killed because he was such a strong voice from the cultural resistance, from the culture intifada.
They were scared of him.
I think so. Because
makes sense.
Because he preached, like, we have to use art as a weapon against the illegal Israeli occupation and also against the oppression of women and children in the society in Palestine, right? So he had many enemies, like, because he was very principled and freedom on all levels. He always said you cannot have freedom from the occupation but not freedom for the women. And you cannot have freedom for the women and not the freedom of the occupation. It has to go together. And I think he really, really was such an inspiring person, and I'm really grateful I met him because it also made me who I am today on the stage. Wow. You know, even although I didn't spend so much time with him, but still, like, we actually wanted to make a theater. It meant really a lot, yeah.
I think he is a proof for some kind of people like won't believe that art is a weapon. They don't believe in that. They see it like it's a futile attempt. But that this is a proof that art really is a weapon.
Take it that far and be consistent.
That mentality will spread in all of the globe. Like you mentioned, a small part of the people that were inspired by him, and I'm sure there is so many that doing a lot of, let's say, propaganda, good propaganda, a lot of.
I would say raising awareness.
Raising awareness.
Let's not use the word propaganda.
Exactly.
You know, he always used, because you say weapon, he always used to say a weapon with no culture behind it only kills but never liberates.
Yeah, it's part of the song. Like, I love that part. Yeah. It's amazing. It's a good proof. It gives you hope. It gives you a bit of hope.
You should watch the music video. Fragments of Palestine.
I watched it like 3 times.
Oh,
I loved it.
The movie is Arna's Children.
Arna's Children. Arna.
Okay.
A-R-N-A. Arna's Children. And it's free on YouTube.
Yeah, you'll find it in the description.
Okay, good.
Always happy to put things in description.
Yeah, because we don't have our podcast is long. We'd like to talk like not an interview, like not like in TV. Yeah. We want to take our time and talk a lot about subjects and different subjects, not only the specialty of the guests. And but it's not enough to get all the information. So I do a lot of the articles and video for people that want to know more.
Look, it's very inspired. I got inspired now. This is. So I don't know if maybe we should because you don't have much time, you and the band, and we want to maybe interview the guys and maybe jam some music. Maybe we had 33 minutes now. What would you have a message?
so clear.
Especially to how you about the stay this week, what you experienced here. Would you have like a message to either Tunisian artists, Tunisian people, to Tunis.
You asked me this after 1 week of sleeplessness, عن جد? مش معقول. I think one thing is I really wish for a lot more alternative spaces to really decompress from brutal reality outside. You know, it's beautiful you have this here. And to kind of take the space you need. Because I had some conversations and I felt like, oh fuck, there's really like a lack of that. And one of the reasons I'm still living in Berlin is because we have very unique community spaces. I think it's so important also as artists to develop, to exchange, to
express themselves.
Yeah. And I think the other message maybe is something like all emotions can be processed at the sea.
At
the sea.
The sea.
البحر.
Okay. That's very nice. You said sea, like I pictured it. It's like, yeah, it's more comfortable now. And maybe, frankly, when I always think of Palestine and what people may be living there, when I
relatively? You don't want to compare or relativieren,
with Tunis.
Yeah.
It kind of gives me strength because I say like what I'm living now, I should be thankful for what I have. That I just wanted to put that message out there and use the occasion to put that, because Palestinian people, even you were born in Berlin, but then you went there and your cursus, the parcours, the way, yes, it's so inspiring. As like, I think most Palestinian people that go out and they go high, they go very high, because it's like you come from a very rough background, and that makes you very, very strong.
Resilient.
Yeah. And I see Tunisian like complaining, but he's driving a taxi. He's like, oh no, it's like expensive. You have a road, you have lights, you have a car. Just be thankful, you see? So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. Stop complaining. We wish you all the best for the future.
Shukran.
You are such an inspiration, even from the day you were born, like the fall. That's very symbolic. Like, what the fuck is that? Anyway, we wish you all the best, and we will be interviewing Salem and Felix after a while, and hopefully jam some music before you go.
You'll find the links to the music of Jamila also in the description. Go listen to the music.
Of course they will.
No, I have to mention it always.
Shukran.
Thank you so much.
Again, thank you for making the time to do this.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for the
invitation.
Thank
you so much. Yalla, see you.
feel my emotions process, decompress. Gotta feel my process, decompress. Gotta feel my emotions process, decompress. Ooh.
Professional magic.
Professional.
Yeah, that's why we call him the sound wizard.
Ah, okay.
The
He's a
sound.
wizard.
Wizard. واو.
Ooh. Aliens.
هذا مين اللي الفكرون؟
Yeah.
والله يا أخي السلاحف شاغلين شغلهم.
Islamic.
احنا السلحفاة
كائنات فريدة من نوعها.
مرحبا بك.
وبيك يعيش كثر خير
كثر خيرك.
حقيقي.
صوت سلاحف. The sound of سلاحف.
Ah, that's the Salahif.
الفكرون.
Yeah, okay.
سارة بالله زوز كيسي هكا حتى متاع هابي كاست الاخرين فما واحد احمر وواحد يده بيضة
هكا في الرجي.
يا
نجم نبدأ.
يا ويلكم باك. كالعادة باش نكملوا بالانجليش البودكاست مع Some of the Other Heroes. كان نصور الروبريك هذيك متاع مع جميلة حاجة تعمل 66 كيف تو باش تعديو 69 كيف if you know what I mean. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Okay. Natürlich Mineralwasser, ja. Gut.
Mineralwasser, sehr gut.
Ja, sehr gut.
والله.
Oh, so
I know 3 words in German.
Mineralwasser is one of them. Wow.
Richtig. I usually use one word every 3 months to make a good impression.
Thank you.
It's good practice.
But I think I have the accent if I learn the German
Oh
language.
yes, it sounds very, very authentic. Yeah.
In the movies.
Cheers and
صحة.
Saha.
صحة.
صحتين.
Mineralwasser.
مرحبا.
The happy cast.
The happy cast.
We drink then we be happy.
Yes.
Yeah, you will be.
الله نقربوا لكم شوية الطاولة.
شكرا.
دونك معانا توا سلام شهرة سلاحف and Felix.
Yes.
Do you like you have a nickname? I think.
I have a nickname, that's true. It's Fema.
Fema.
Yes.
Which means?
It's an old youth nickname.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has a long story.
It stayed okay.
Yes.
البيس player and percussion player في group band Jamila and The Other Heroes, which is very good name by the way.
Very long and very good.
Very long and very good. How second time in Tunis?
For me, it's the first time actually.
Okay.
For me second.
Okay. And how was it here this week?
That was pretty good.
Pretty
it was
good.
Very nice, especially the first concert we played downtown, open air. It was pretty nice.
Yeah. We were talking with Jamila about how in open air, when you have the mixed people that could listen to the
Exactly,
music.
it's like kind of random people, but it's that's always the most interesting audience.
Yeah.
Of course, you never know what to expect.
Feels very great.
And it feels very real also. If you go to a country that you don't know yet, it's like the authentic, like the normal population, so to say, instead of like being in a music club and it's
Exactly.
people only come for you.
Yeah. True. Is it your first time in Tunis ever?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you would you describe for both of you, of course? How would you describe the audience, Tunisian audience, receiving your music, of course?
You wanna talk?
شنو يا سلام؟
لا يعني I'm waiting the questions. Yes. Also, I want to.
You want to think about
speak
it.
also in Arabic.
You can speak in Arabic. احكي بالعربي وقت
But
ما
he
تحب.
can describe it in English. Then I
Okay.
can
Okay.
say.
I mean, we just had this one concert because the last concert we played in the film festival, we didn't, at least in the beginning of the concert, we just had cameras. We didn't really have like a proper audience. Yeah, but in general, very warm-hearted, I would say. Like,
Okay.
you could feel a lot of energy coming back, although the applauding was not very loud. And I heard that has like something
Yeah.
like cultural. I think it was not because of us. I hope. I don't
Jamila also mentioned
yeah.
that we have this. It's very weird. Even though we enjoy, I had like some performances I was making, and people were like enjoying it. You couldn't deny. There was like vibing with the music, and then you end. They go, so I bought a piece of land, and you know,
Okay.
it's very weird. It's very weird. That for sure. But the feeling outside is pretty interesting, huh?
It's very nice.
تنجم تحكي بالعربي سلام.
يعني المكان كان حلو لأنه إنه بالمكان الشارع الحبيب
بورقيبة
وستيج اوت دور وكبير وفرصة لأنه العالم تيجي تحضر. يعني ممكن المارين يفوتوا يحضروا يشوفوا مثلا يسمعوا صوت موسيقى غريب شوي فيفوتوا يصير في عندهم فضول إنه يحضروا. ويمكن كان فري التيكت ما
أي أكيد أي. هي فما يمكن الكراسي ذوكم القراب ما فما عمل العباد الكل
كان بالنسبة لي كان حلو إنه عم تعزف يعني مو بمهرجان خاص. مثلا 2017 جينا جميلة ذكرت إنه جينا شفتهن ففي ناس جايين يحضروا في ناس خصهم بالآرت أكتر يعني وفي خصوصي بيجوا الجمهور ليحضروا موسيقى ممكن يكون في عندهم خلفيات سمعانين موسيقى مختلفة بس بالشارع كان حلو لأنه ممكن أي حدا يمرق يعني عائلات
اختاروا باش يحضروا هم اختاروا باش يحضروا مش
يسمعوا مثلا إنه والله شيء انترستينج. هذا اللي يمكن كمان الشيء اللي أثر على موضوع الكلابينج إنه كان التصفيق شو تقولوا للتصفيق
التصفيق
كان خجول بظن بس الحلو كان في القسم الجمهور اللي اجى للمقدمة وجوههم نعرفها وفي ناس عم تمايل وناس يعني عم تسمع
حلوية
والناس اللي قعدت كمان وفي ناس كمان اللي لاحظ في الجاب مع الجمهور اللي ورا اللي عنده شوي انه خجل انه يقرب وبظن الموسيقى يعني موسيقى الفرقة منوعة كتير يعني ما فيك كمان تحطها بجانرا انه هاي والله الموسيقى فانك ولا ديزرت ولا سايكاديليك ولا مدري شو. فبظن حتى نحن لما بنعزف بألمانيا يعني ناس بيسمعوا الموسيقى بيقولوا انه في خلطة غريبة
اي
يعني خلطة غريبة ما بتحس إنه
هذيك نحسها حاجة لازمة يعني I will switch to English to get you in this because so basically about the weird mix of your music that you guys give you can't really classify it in a specific genre like you can't label it easily but and I think that's very important to get out like from the dogma. For example, Tunisians, a lot of Tunisians, when they hear a music that they're not used to, they don't. They judge it like, oh, this is foreign stuff. Well, let's hear our stuff. Okay, our stuff is good, for sure. But and everywhere, of course, it's good to mix. You know. For musicians, it's given. It's something easy. Every musicians want to listen to foreign music.
Yeah, right.
But people that don't practice music, they sometimes they need it. And for example, with mixing the, like we said earlier, Jamila said it happened spontaneously. But from audience point of view, I hear, for example, I'm Tunisian. I don't like the foreign music, but I see bass player, drum, and darbuka. Okay, I know the darbuka. Maybe that will draw me a little bit. And then I hear something that I'm not used to, even though I recognize the darbuka. I can vibe with the darbuka, and music will do the effect. It will drag you to. Is it by accident? Like, did it happen spontaneously with you also, or were you thinking about when you compose, for example? Would you think about I will play this to make it similar to something else, but make it groovy? Or, yeah, does it happen?
I mean,
sometimes?
for me, the thing is like I didn't. I'm not an original member. I came to the band later.
You
when
are
it already
original.
existed. Oh, thank you. But not in the band. No, so the thing was like the style was kind of already set when I joined the band. It was already this fusion of Arab and Western rock music, I would say. Or like funky stuff sometimes also.
And
then when we like write stuff, we already think about what we did in the past and where we want to go, of course. But
would you say it has an effect wherever you play? Does it have that effect of wow?
Like that people are like I don't know, like surprised of the mix of the music, or what do you mean? Sometimes it happens that people go to us and say, wow, that's like this music that I never heard before, or something like this, which is always super nice, of course. But I think there's already bands that do similar kind of things. Of course, every band has their unique kind of thing. But that's really one of the interesting things nowadays, that there's so much fusion, like also with the internet, that everybody can listen to all kinds of music on the whole planet. It really makes a lot of musicians enrich their horizon and try different combinations of stuff, which is amazing.
For me, it happened when I listened to your music on YouTube. When I knew you through Sarah, and I was exploring. It was like gymnastic for my brain, trying to this is a reference to I know this is familiar from somewhere else. It's not like just rock or just funk. You see, that's very nice. That's very good effect to have on the brain. It's like very new and authentic.
I think otherwise music doesn't really work if you don't have any anchor, like any attachment, any association with the music. It just doesn't speak to you.
We have to learn to listen to music without prejudgment or predisposition. Like I think the perfect way to experience music is to be fooled by the music. Like you didn't, and I experienced that with your music, because I wasn't expecting something like that. It was like something unusual, exciting, and you feel so many different vibes through the songs and different sections. You love to have sections in the songs. This song has this part will be joyful and dancing, but after it you will listen to something like very heavy.
It's something like each track, it's like soundtrack for a short movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Like sometimes it's very sad beginning, then energetic coming, and like going to the really heavy metal part, or something like very oriental. So it's
like a story.
I found it like this because each song has one message.
I would call it your music. I would call it theatrical, because it tells a story, it gives emotions. There's so many acts, and it's. I want to choose the good word for it. It's like overdone, but not in a bad way. Like you want to push the emotion to the max, and that's great for people who doesn't know about this kind of music, because they will get the emotion. If it's honest, they will get it.
It's like slap, wakes you up to there's new horizons.
That's about the thing about getting fooled by this music. That's great. And you both actually are good singers. I listen to your mawals in so many videos.
I am good in the mawal.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
But I'm not a singer.
You're a singer for me.
For people who don't get it yet, Salam من سوريا.
من سوريا.
Felix من Germany.
Yes, exactly.
So it's like weird mix of the band. Amazing.
You even there is one song you did backing vocals in Arabic.
Yeah,
for
there's
Jamila.
a lot of songs actually where I do backing vocals in Arabic. Yeah,
that's
crazy.
amazing. That's great.
Yeah, I had to practice a lot, but I still, like, most of the time I have to admit I don't really know what I'm singing. Like, I know the meaning of the lyrics more or less, like what they're about, but like literally.
So you don't know the word, or like
no, not really. It would be like a great reason or a great start to learn Arabic. Actually,
yes.
I still have this on my to-do
You have
list.
to study.
Yes. It would be nice.
You will have a good teacher.
I'm ready. Just call me.
Okay, great.
You never call me for a half coffee or something.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so it's two good reasons. There's the language thing and meeting Salah.
Okay.
We'll be right back after the commercial.
Commercial.
Yeah. So maybe the background, like how did music start in your life? سلام كيفاش مثلا في حياة بديت الموسيقى؟
والله long story.
انت تولدت في سوريا؟
في حلب، بس يعني كانت ماما زيارة بحلب.
أوكي.
فتولد عند خالتي.
اوكي.
وترجع على الشام. بس أنا عايش بالشام يعني طول حياتي، دمشق يعني.
انت عايش في الشام تو؟
لا هلا ببرلين.
ببرلين.
بس 2012 طلعت من
2012
سوريا.
أوكي.
وقت بدأت الثورة.
وشنو اللي صار في من سقوط النظام؟
نحن من سؤال لسقوط النظام. السؤال كيف بلشنا الموسيقى.
أنا نحب شوية باك جراوند.
رحنا على الموسيقى الحالية هلا. سقوط النظام.
جاوب على اللي تحب.
ما بعرف من وين نبلش.
نبدأ مثلا الموسيقى كيفاش بدأت في الحياة؟
هلا الموسيقى عم بقول يعني قصة طويلة، بس إنه
يعني من الصغر.
كان أخي الأكبر مني شادي اسمه ببرلين، كمان هلا عايش، بيعزف كيبورد.
أوكي.
شرقي، وكمان أذنه مطلقة بالموسيقى. فكان عندهم فرقة بسوريا بشي يشبه السكشن الغربي من عبد الحليم باند. أوكي. الجيتار عمر خورشيد، والكيبورد مثل اللي كان يشتغل مع
يعني
مهنا بظن كان. فكانوا يعزفوا الشرقي، عبد الحليم، أم كلثوم، وردة، ميادة الحناوي، يعملوا أيام ما كان في الكاسيت. يحطوا كل المايكات على مثل هدول، بس آخر شيء يكون إلو جاك على الكاسيت بلاير، ويسجلوا البروفا كاسيتات. وكان في معهم طبال طبعا عازف دربوكا، فكنت أتعلم منه، اسمعه وشوف، وأخي علمني الإيقاعات.
يعني
بداية من الصغر يعني اسمع، وبعدين موسيقى جورج وسوف كمان
أكيد.
كتير الريتم سيكشن كتير معقد ومتعدد بالأغنية الوحدة. فمن هون تعلمت، وبعدها وال26 صرت كمان أعزف مع فرقة بنعزف فلامينكو بسوريا. فرحت كمان لإيقاعات الفلامينكو.
أوكي. في الفلامينكو شنو تعزف؟
كخون.
أوكي.
كخون وبركشن بشكل عام يعني.
أوكي.
تايم سيجنتشر بتاع الفلامينكو زويرد زاد دخلك في عالم جديد تاع تايم سيجنتشر جديد.
بس حبيت كتير، لأنه كنا بسوريا يعني الفرقة بالشام بدمشق الفرقة الوحيدة اللي نعزف فلامينكو بسوريا. واستمرت الموسيقى. بعدين وتوصلت على ألمانيا كمان، صرت أعرف باقي الموسيقيين ببرلين، من تركيا، من اليونان، من إيران، بلجام طبعا. هون طور أكتر معي الموضوع، فهم الإيقاعات التانية اللي عدى 7 أو 5 أو 9. وعلى الخبرة صار في مثل تكون الشكل الشرقي القديم مع الشغلات الجديدة اللي اكتسبتها من الفلامينكو من باقي أنواع الموسيقى بألمانيا. فصار في ست معين حسب كل مثلا فرقة بيعزف معهم، في عندي ست معين.
وانت طلعت لألمانيا
2012 طلعت على دبي بشتغل. لأنه كنت بشتغل بالمجال رسوم متحركة، فطلعت اشتغلت بشركة 3 سنين. بعدين 2015 طلعت على ألمانيا.
By the way, the identity of your artwork is شنو؟ شكون تكلم؟
أنا حبيت نسألك على أنت كوميك أرتست، دونك أنا قاعد نتعلم نصور. عندك
حابب تتعلم؟
نتعلم
يعني بدأ يتعلم.
تبدأ تتعلم. قديش عمرك؟
كيفاش بديت؟ أنا
28 معك وقت لسه. يعني إذا أنت في الحب والرغبة بدك أول شيء تشوف مثلا الكوميك الأوروبي، البلجيكي، الفرنسي، المارفلز، وتبلش يعني يا تنقل، يا مثلا تحاول أنت تكون سيناريو صغير براسك عبارة عن 3 جمل مثلا وتحاول ترسمهم كفريمز بصفحة أو صفحتين A4. والذاكرة البصرية لازم يكون من مشاهدتك الفنانين اللي فنانين الكوميكس يعني خاصة الكوميكس بلجيكا.
حلو
حبيبي والله. وأنا بعطي دروس خصوصي إذا بدك يعني.
الارت وورك متاعك عنده روح معناها ستايل فهمت يعني من زوز تصاور تفهم ستيل من بعد نجم نعاود نشوف تصويرة أخرى نعرفها اللي هي من عند نفس الكوميك يعني ماشي مع الموسيقى من الصغر.
لا يعني الكوميك هو إجا بعدين بعد ما اشتغلت بالرسوم المتحركة.
أوكي.
أنا اشتغلت درست بسوريا معهد فنون يعني الألوان الزيتي والمائي والفحم. بعدين اشتغلت بشركة رسوم متحركة. من الشركة تعلمت مو الديجيتال الكاركتر ديزاين الباك جراوند ديزاين الستوري بورد. تعلمنا كنا بسوريا يعني. وكان نجيب دائما الكتب how to make from the Disney movies. في كان بعد كل فيلم يطبعوا كتاب إنه كيف عملوا الفيلم وشو الخطوات اللي مشوا فيها. تعلم منهم وبعدين صار عندي فكرة إنه أعمل كوميك في كم مجلة بسوريا كانوا للأطفال. واشتغلت كذا يعني ستوري كتير قصار يعني صفحة أو صفحتين ماكسيموم يعني. بعدين بداية الثورة بسوريا 2011 طلعت أنا 2012 على دبي. واحدة صديقتنا من سوريا حبت تعمل كوميكس فور سوريا بيج إن فيسبوك. هون بلشت أعمل كوميكس يعني سيريس للأدلت يعني فوق 18. والصفحة كانت إنه نعمل شيء دوكومنتري عن شو عم بيصير بسوريا. انتقاد طبعا الحكم الدكتاتوري وبنفس الوقت انتقاد المعارضة إذا عملوا أخطاء. فاشتغلنا تقريبا 3 سنين أونلاين. هون بلشت أنا إنه كحس إنه الكوميكس كتير يعني
ينجم يوصل المساج.
ايه والكوميكس بالوطن العربي شوي لساته بمحاولات فردية ما في عمل مؤسساتي لسه. فحسيت انه دوري كرسام كوميكس اهم من اي شيء هلا بالوقت الحالي لانه الكوميكس يعني فيك بصفحة واحدة كادر واحد توصل مسج مثلا وبسرعة تاخذ الفيدباك يعني تشوف انه مثلا الناس شو رأيها بالشغل وطبعا توصل أي رسالة بدك تقولها.
Okay. Felix, let me just now translate
everything. I understood everything, of course.
It would be a very nice segment. So, just a question. I wanted to relativize between what year were you born?
1990.
1990. And Salem?
I forgot. In English,
so old that
1975.
Okay, so like there is a huge, let's say, time gap, time distance between when you were born and you were born. But you are both artists. Do you feel it when you do music together, or like a jam, even when you jam?
Salam is very young at heart. Very young.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it never feels like we are like hanging, like even in music, not at all. But also like socially, it doesn't feel like we are hanging with an older man.
No, but it's not just. It's about like the experience. Or because sometimes I remember I played with like experienced musicians. Usually they are older than me, and I feel they're like they're. Sometimes I make mistakes that maybe unexperienced stuff or stuff like that. And sometimes it leads to miscommunication. You know, even in music, like. It happened that we didn't understand each other musically, even though humanly we were like.
I think with Salam, I mean, it's like the main gap, so to say, is maybe like the cultural gap because of course we grew up in completely different cultures and musically, of course, you can feel that sometimes, but it's I mean that's what it makes exciting in a way.
So
but there's not a lot of miscommunication, I would say, because of course Salam has been living for quite a while in Germany. And yeah, in music I think it's it's really doable to
I would probably say because you are both artists. because
Maybe, yeah.
because like maybe two mechanics that have age difference, maybe they wouldn't
that would be more
get
difficult.
easily. Yeah, but because when I think about it, like art makes so many things go away, like dogmas go away, like age. You don't think about age when you listen to a little kid playing an instrument or
also. Yeah, I think it's also the ego also
dissolves.
Makes if there is ego, so it's destroyed everything.
Yeah.
If there is no ego, so everything goes smoothly.
Yeah. If you listen to each other, if you respect each other in a musical way, then definitely. Yeah, if you listen to each other.
Yes,
I think that's the most important
Good.
thing.
I want to ask
I
you.
took over the mic. Dictatorship.
I wanted to ask you about exactly the music of Jamila and the Other Heroes, like the message, whether we like it or not, like German or European, are not usually promoting that message. How it's like for you? How was it like the first contact with the group? How did you? What did you expect? How did you rate the message or the idea of the group? What's their
message?
Yeah,
not message.
I know what
a
you
war.
mean,
It's a war.
I mean, for me, the main message, which is also definitely like very audible in the music, not only in the words, but in the music, is that different cultures enrich each other somehow. It's not only about tolerating, but it's about enriching each other and influencing each other. And just.
Would you say that it works to get people from the other perspective, from the old perspective of colonial perspective mindset? Would this help to change that concept?
The different mindset somehow?
Yeah.
I really hope so. I mean, I think, of course, you cannot change everybody. There's people who like have their same ideas since their childhoods, and when they're grown up, some of them don't really like to reconsider things. Or, but I hope that our music can do like a little contribution to that.
Did it work for you? Did music help you to?
Definitely. I mean, it definitely brings me closer to other cultures for sure. I wouldn't travel these countries, and also like playing with Salam, for example, really enriched my world musically a lot. And
what's like musically speaking references? Like music you grew up listening to or something like that?
There was a lot of rock music. I started playing rock music when I was like maybe 10 or something. That's also where I met Leon, actually. He was the guitar player of Jamila. We played together rock music since we were 15 maybe. And it was a lot of different rock bands. I think we both were Metallica fans back in the days.
I think Metallica is very like if they played in Russia in front of 1 million, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, they closed all the.
Yeah, I mean that's also like a band that I don't really listen to anymore so much, but it was like the start kind of.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I don't know, like bands you can still hear like in our influence, maybe like Red Hot Chili Peppers actually somehow.
Okay. Yeah, the bass player of Red Hot Chili is
exactly.
And I think Rage Against the Machine would also.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we also listened to that a lot for sure. But yeah, a lot of like Western rock bands and metal bands also.
And you live from music. We talked about it later in the off.
I studied jazz music, so it's not only like rock and pop stuff, but
And you do a lot of projects, musical projects?
Yeah. I have like a couple of like bands, like fixed bands that play.
You do like song creation and or like doing gigs in bars and.
Like my main income, let's say like financially, is like from playing gigs, like playing concerts with different bands. I also like to write music, also with bands and stuff. But like really, like the income is like really just go to a gig, play.
And it's a good opportunity to have more contact with different kinds of public and do a lot of practicing. Their gigs are a good practice.
That's definitely true. Yeah, it's the best.
We got
practice.
a question incoming from Houston. Yes.
Yeah, please tell us about your own project. You're not just playing with other bands, right? Like, what can we soon hear from you?
That's true, yeah. I always, I studied music in Amsterdam, and back then I had also like our own rock band there that I wrote music with. It was like psychedelic rock, psychedelic stoner rock, something like that.
Nice.
And I was also lead singing in that band. But then I moved to Berlin, and I didn't really continue writing my own music. And then like 2-3 years ago, I started doing that again, and I just recorded an EP all by myself. So I play all the instruments myself, only drums. Some other people are playing. Also Pierre, who plays with Jamila, is also
this
playing
is
the
available
drums.
on.
Not yet. So
Okay.
we just recorded, and now the editing has to be done, the mixing and everything.
Oh yeah, okay.
But
So
that's gonna be
it's
something,
incoming. Okay.
Exactly.
Oh
yeah.
right,
It's
nice.
scope for the podcast.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but I don't even have like a project name yet, so it's actually not.
No,
the time yet
Godspeed,
to
man. Godspeed.
promote it.
Hey, good.
Yeah.
ربي وصل بالسلم. This is a Tunisian saying for like Godspeed. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Good luck in that. Nice.
I shake.
It's nice. It's very nice how now music background. Salem was talking earlier about the influence. How different it is from both of you now, and how music brings it all together and makes it possible. That's just magical, man. It is fucking
Also,
beautiful.
like, for me, like about Western music, like also like my brother who play also keyboard, he was listening to Metallica and Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple. So I always listen to this through him.
Kind of music, yeah.
Then I also, after like Guns N' Roses and those like new band after in 90s. So like also the Western music, it's in my background also, like in when I was 25, 28. So this is also makes me like how to bring the Oriental percussion to mix it with rock or the heavy metal with stuff.
That is so nice.
No, I think we can go back to the question I asked you before.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I asked
it's
it. Like, you want to answer in Arabic or in English? You do what you want.
Arabic.
I was trying to convince him. No, it's okay.
You can learn now.
Good occasion to.
Can I read the subtitles somewhere? Oh, okay.
Arabic.
So, dernièrement معناتها تم إسقاط النظام في سوريا it was something huge that happened. How did you feel like when you heard the news?
والله كان كتير مفاجأة، يعني إنه بهال7 أيام وصلوا دمشق، بس كان كتير شعور مختلف يعني ومختلط وممزوج بالأمل، ممزوج بالخوف، ممزوج بالفرحة، ممزوج بالمجهول، ممزوج بكتير شغلات. بس يعني أهم شيء بالنسبة لنا كنت ببرلين أنا مع أخواتي كمان ومع أصدقاء، يعني نفس يوم السقط نزلنا على الشارع عملنا وقفة. بس كان بالنسبة إلي إنه خلاص إنه يعني أهم شيء راح اللي هو إنه عائلة الأسد هي عائلة المافيوية اللي كانت عم تحكم بلد وكانت عم تسرق أمواله وعم تعتقل العالم، إنه هدول خلاص راحوا. يعني ما عاد يعني اللي جاي ما بنعرف شو هو، ممكن يكون إسلامي متشدد، ممكن يكون مثلا علماني، ما بنعرف، ممكن يكون وحدة وطنية. كل السيناريوهات مفتوحة. بس اللي صمد الشعب اللي صمد 14 سنة لحتى هذا الظلم يروح، مستحيل شيء وقفه بالمستقبل يعني. حتى لو كان في شيء شغل يعني أشياء ممكن تكون الفلول ممكن نقولها مثلا، هدول ممكن هلا من 2-3 طلعوا مظاهرة صغيرة يطالبوا دغري بالعلمانية معهم يعني قلبا وقالبا بالمطالبات، بس طلع بعدين انه هدول كانوا شبيحة من زمان وبيحاولوا يعملوا شيء بلبلة قصص. فدغري الناس صارت تقول بتشير إنه هذا كان هيك وهذا هيك، وفي مكالمات سرية انتشرت إنه هن عم بيحاولوا إنه تعالوا نزلوا على المظاهرة وحاولوا يغنوا أغنية من أغاني الثورة مشان تضموا الناس اللي معكم تكتر المظاهرة. يعني في وعي. وبالنسبة لي أنا شعوري إنه خلص إنه راح الأسد هذا، يعني إنك ترجع على سوريا تشوف أقربائك، أهلك، أبوك وأمك، بدون ما حدا يقولك إنه أنت من وين جاي وليش جاي، وتراجع الفرع الفلاني. هاي القصص كلها شعور لا يوصف. يعني شعور إنه أنت وقت نزلنا ببرلين على أول وقفة يوم السقط، لأول مرة تسمع صوتك، يعني تسمع إنه تقول إنه أنت عم بتقول أنا سوريا حرة، سوريا حرة. لأول مرة بتحس إنه صوتك هاد سوري. قبل تحكي بس ما حدا يسمعك يعني. فكان يعني ولحد الآن مو مستوعب أنا طبعا يعني. وكنت عم بحكي مع الشباب إنه أنا خلال طلوعي من سوريا ما قدرت زور أي بلد عربي غير تونس مرتين، 2017 وهلأ. بالنسبة لي كانت لما أجي على تونس وشوف تونس تشبه الشام بطريقة ما، بناسها، بالعجقة، بالزمامير، بالتلوث، بكل شيء، بالخضار، بالطيبة العالم. حسها مثل وطن تاني إنه أنا بلجأ له. والحمد لله إنه يعطوني فيزا، لأنه
مرحبا بيك في أي وقت.
حبيبي
في
شكرا.
أي وقت نطيبولك نواصر بالعلوش.
والله حبيبي. مثلا قدمنا فيزا على مصر ما قدرنا، كان في تور للفرقة بمصر ما قدرت أخذ فيزا. على الأردن كمان ما قدرت. فبالنسبة لي تونس هلا كنت أقول لهم الشباب إنه هي بروفا قبل ما انزل على سوريا هلا. وورم اب يعني.
good luck.
وعن جد دائما يعني يعني وقت بيجي هون تعرفت على ناس كتير من المرة الماضية وهاي المرة، شعور يعني شعور كتير حلو. بتحس حالك ببيتك وناس بتحبك، وتشوف أي حدا بالطريق إنه يقولك من وين، بتقول له من سوريا، يقولك مبروك عليكم. يعني
فما كونتنت كرييتر
ما في وصف يعني.
فما كونتنت كرييتر سوري يعيش في ألمانيا، هو يحكي عن كرة قدم. اسمه راتب يبرودي.
كوريتر يعني معلق؟
لا يعمل فيديوهات على اليوتوب.
اوكي.
يرياكتي وتبارك الله عليه يعني. تشهر. هو اللي يجيبوا فيه في إذاعات عربية يحكي، وهو من اليوتوب له مش محلل قاري كرة قدم، جست مغروم يوتيوبر. عمل لايف يوم سقط النظام، عمل لايف أول مرة ما يحكيش على الكرة، يحكي على السياسة وعلى سوريا. وكانت الفرحة اللي تشوف فيها في وجهه تحسك it was heartwarming. and هو حكى على diversity in سوريا كيف تونس، يعني سوريا دايفيرس ممكن أكثر من تونس. برشا ديانات، برشا ethnicity, and they were living together for thousands of years. and it's a great like دمشق ولا بعض اليونيفرسيتيز في سوريا من أقدم اليونيفرسيتيز في العالم. يعني برشا من اللي نعرفوهم من المشاهير ولا الكتاب اللي نعرفوهم تعداوا كلهم على دمشق. يعني تاريخ عظيم في سوريا. وهذه أول ممكن خاطر تعدينا برشا كولونياليزم كما كنا نحكيه، وبعد ديكتاتورشيب كيف في تونس أول مرة عندهم الشواء، عندهم الاختيار، حق الاختيار.
صح.
وهو كان يركز ديما على القطيعة مع المخلفات متاع الكولونياليزم، الراسيزم وإلا هذاك شيعي وذاك ترشنوه وذاك لازم القطيعة مع ذاك كل الناس كل كيف الناس كل سوريين. وهذا إذا برشا سوريين يخموا هكا I have a lot of hope في سوريا.
yes.
and I would love I would adore to visit سوريا.
أهلا وسهلا والله.
حب ندور في الأسواق القديمة متاع اللي عمرها 1000 سنين.
1000 سنين إيه والله يعني. وانت تتخيل كمان تقرب تاريخ سوريا، تشوف سوريا قبل 70 قبل ما يستلم حافظ الأسد كانت جنة. وهذا الموال اللي أنا أغنيه بالأغنية الشام لولا المظالم كانت فوق المدن جنة. واللي حرمنا الشام ربي تحرمه الجنة. فتشوفها من زمان يعني بالسبعينات كانت يعني جنة ومدنية. يعني كانت كل حكم مدني كل الأعراق والديانات عايشين مع بعض بس إجا نظام الأسد وحزب البعث دمر حتى الغوطة كانت سور أخضر حوالي دمشق كله راح وصارت أبنية عشوائية يعني تحس إنه دمشق يعني لازم ترجع يعني لازم ترجع لمكانتها.
سوريا ديما كانت
وسوريا طبعا كلها مو بس دمشق يعني.
سوريا هي ديما كما نقولوا احنا heavy player في البلاصة نتاعها. It was always like that and must be like that. I hope I really wish all the best for all the Syrian and all the Arabic.
All the world, man.
All the world, yeah.
Everybody needs.
I have priorities.
Now it's hot news, Syria.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. I can choose.
It's really weird world now. It's very weird. It's like a circus show now. So many problems. Let's say it's not even conflicts. Yes, and I don't know if you feel it, but I do feel it sometimes. It's like it's like an awakening, but it's not, people are getting more aware and people are getting fed up. Like, what is this? The nature is dying. Corporates are running, stuff and the arms company, weapon companies. They did in 2 years. They did more benefit than the 100 last years. What the hell is going on? People are waking up. Like internet and social media are like telepathy now.
That definitely helps a lot.
Whenever, for sure.
Great.
And shout out for Berlin. It's everybody is in Berlin. It's like Germany, because not from you now, but I knew a lot of people from different parts of the world, and they eventually go there for art.
It's a melting hub. Berlin is
for art. It's very like shout out to Berlin. It's very
not the government, huh?
No, for the people, people there. Yeah. It's like heaven for artists.
They said Berlin is Berlin, Germany, and Berlin is Berlin.
Yeah,
that's another thing.
So I live in Berlin, like.
Okay.
Not in Germany.
Yeah.
Wow. So with that, maybe we should wrap it up and go directly to the jam maybe later. Huh?
Yes.
What do you say?
This is a good idea.
Well,
this is what we're looking for.
Thank you guys for doing this and making the time to do this on the last day. Like I said to Jamila, thank you. برسمي so much. عايشك. And عايشكم اللي تفرجتوا لتوا وstay tuned.
When you come back to Tunisia, make sure just call us when you come back to Tunisia.
Hey, of course. Absolutely. Not for work. I come here for pleasure, and you will see.
You have to experience Tunisia outside of Tunis, because Tunis is a big city. It's not. It doesn't represent the real Tunisia.
Yes.
When you go outside, it's way different. Even the people, they are more generous.
Hey,
they are
free of charge. We take care of it. Like you come here, we take you to Benzart, the northest point of Africa, and we go down.
This is very good plan.
We finish it. Yeah.
Next time, like, we're gonna bring some more time.
Yeah,
exactly. So thank you so much. Thank you for Mid-Mic for hosting this, and كالعادة ميرسي للساوند ويزرد وميرسي للانترفونسيون اللي خديناهم اليوم من زملائنا في الحفلة. فينالمون نقول زملائنا بصيغة الجمع.
وأنا ديما وحدي.
تبكي لناش بركة. بيزو فاكرون.
بيزو.
Stay tuned for the jam, bro. Thank you so much.
شكرا.
Yes.